Hey guys, so we back at it again with another hair video, and I'm basically going to just show you guys how to make this beautiful unit, and then in the following video it's kind of like a part 1 part 2. I'm going to show you guys how I install this unit. So right now I'm just giving you a preview because don't nobody want to just jump into something not knowing what the final product is going to look like. So that's how it came out. But we're gonna get started. So step 1, all right, is you have to put the measurements, your measurements or your client's measurements or whatever, on the wig head. All right, so from this is number 2 from that picture that you guys see up right now, and now I'm doing the number 4. So from ear to ear over the top, it's supposed to be 12 inches for me. All right, so I'm putting a pin on each end of the measuring tape to hold my spot so I know exactly where those measurements are supposed to be. Okay, and there's reasoning behind this. If you guys don't get it yet, you will in a few minutes. All right, so I do that, and then I'm also going to do the nape of my neck. So the nape of my neck is 4.5. Now I'm giving you all these measurements. Don't be out here trying to create a clone of me. All right, that'd be mad weird. So now I'm doing number 3. So number 3 is from ear to ear across the forehead. It's not really a necessary step, but this is my first wig, so I wanted it to be like perfect. So now I'm putting the wig cap on. All right, so the wig cap, once I place it on, I'm putting the pins, I'm basically pulling it down to where each pin is, and I'm putting the pin through the wig cap to hold in that place. So basically I'm creating the mold of my actual head. So I'm putting the pin there, and that's for the from the front to the nape of my neck. And yeah, so this measurement is one of the most important, and then the one from ear to ear is the second most important. All the other ones don't really matter. The nape and neck across does help because this is going to be a wig without an elastic band inside to hold it secure. I'm gonna sew all of my wigs down. I really don't ever want to use an elastic band, mainly because of the tension that it causes. So this is basically a frictionless wig, if you say so, so this is the so basically you guys see how the wig cap, the point, the back of the wig cap is always supposed to look like this. So the back part looks like it's kind of coming in narrow, and then the front one is wider. So the front lines are wider. Hey guys, and don't be scared about the excess cap. All right, I'm going to show you how to get rid of that. So don't neglect your measurements because you feel like it's too much excess cap. You can always, it's a customizable wig. So you're basically going to just sew that down so that it doesn't bubble up or anything. And this method definitely works. I've been wearing my unit for a little over a week now, and it definitely, it works like perfectly. So you basically just fold it over, and then you sew through the cap and through the fold, and then that holds it in place the whole time. Not even gonna hold you guys, I watched a lot of YouTube videos trying to figure out how to do this, but in the videos I was watching, this was not a step. Most people were just throwing it on the wig head, and then they were just starting to sew or starting to do the outline. And this part is very important. If you don't do this step, then it's not really a customizable wig. Like it's a half-ass wig. So I had to make sure that I did this step because honestly, the first time I did this, I did it with a sewing machine, and it was too big for my head for this specific reason right now. It's because I didn't get rid of the excess cap, and when I put it on the wig head, I did not put it out to my measurements. Like I didn't pull the wig cap out to my measurements. I just pulled it to fit the wig cap, and that's where I went wrong the first time. So when you guys see this, I did double my wefts with the sewing machine. It's not necessary. I just honestly prefer it because it makes the unit a lot flatter to me than to just double the wefts the normal way by going under each weft, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. You'll see what I mean. So yeah, that's all. so right now I'm separating the thread, and then I'm gonna go under the wig cap, and then I'm gonna go through those two threads in the middle of both, and that's how you make a knot. So granted, I could have just did that twice, but I have trust issues, so I have to double knot it like all the time. Well, in this case I triple knotted it because I'll be damned if this come apart. So I cut it really close, and now I'm ready to do the outline. The outline I did off camera, so you know, don't kill me, I'm sorry guys. I was kind of confused. Like, I'm not good with measuring with my eyes. I always have to use measuring tape, or I'll like overdo it or underdo it. So right now I'm just pulling the frontal to be a half an inch. So you want your frontal to be a half an inch to an inch in front of your hairline. Frontal closure, yeah, that's basically it, because the wig cap is measured to your exact head measurements, and you don't want the frontal to be the same. So for the sides of the frontal, I pulled it straight down. So you want to make sure that you're pulling it straight down. You don't want to curve it back or pull it back a little. You pull it straight down, and then the front of the frontal, like where the lace is gonna basically mimic a M. It's gonna look really loose and crazy, but that's how it's supposed to be. So right now I'm going through I already went through the bundles themselves once, and now I'm going through the cap and through the bundle, and that's how you lock in the spot. So now I'm just pulling it to the other side, and I'm gonna put a pin in the bundles, and that's just gonna help me hold my spot and make sure that I don't like accidentally make air pockets or whatever, because I'm not a pro yet. I can't just sew, and honestly it annoys me. I'd rather just pin the hair to the other side while I do this. So I'm going through the bundles and the wig cap again, and now I'm gonna just continue. So like I told you guys a little while ago, I double wefted my bundles with a sewing machine. So that is forcing me to go through the bundle, because I can't go under both of them, or it'll make my my bundles flip and they won't be really secure. So I'm just going through, but I'm not knotting it. So I'm just basically sewing through, so that this allows it to the wig cap to stretch and stuff and not really make my bundles look crazy. So I'm just gonna do that all the way through to the end, and when I get to the end, I'm gonna come back and talk to you guys. All right. Okay, so y'all saw how I'm going through the weft and the wig cap. Well, when I'm ending the weft, I'm going through the wig cap and then through the bundle. Okay, and that's just how you should end each weft. Jeez, all these words: bundle, weft, wig cap. Jeez. So I'm gonna do the same. It's basically the same way I started it off. To make sure it's secure, I'm gonna go through 2 to 4 times. So I will say, being that I pre-sewed it, I really should have been going through both both bundles, but I think I did that after this, because I realized that I'm cutting it and it could potentially unravel a bit, and it hasn't, thank God, but it could, because I'm cutting the thread that I used on the sewing machine, so it kind of does leave the bundle a little vulnerable back there. By the way, the first bundle that I put on this wig cap was not at the end of it. Okay guys, I put it in the middle. So you guys see how the thick black band is towards the back of my neck? I put it in between that. I didn't go at the very bottom of it, and that's so that I could sew it down, and so that the bundles aren't like literally sitting on my neck when I put the wig cap on. So you want to go through the bundle, you want to go through the weft, 2 to 4 times. So I did that. I just separated the thread and basically made sure it was untangled. And now I'm going to go through and I'm going to go under one. So I'm going to go in between both. And then that's going to make a knot, and then I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to make another knot. So I'm going to double knot it. Always double knot your thread because it just adds a sense of security, all right? Okay, so now I'm going through the bundles both. You see that? I hope you see that. I'm going through that, and then I'm going to go to the cap, and I'm going to go through the cap, and then I'm going to go through the bundles too. Okay, and I'm going to do that 2 to 4 times. And that's just how you do it. So I did go around the needle once to basically hold my spot so it doesn't loosen up on me, but that's really it. It's very simple. It's very cutthroat. Like, there's no hidden secrets to this. I showed you guys literally everything that I did. I'm going to do another video where I show how I started and basically how I cut it. So I didn't show how I cut the wig cap that's underneath the frontal off, because I thought it was like, I mean, you literally cut and you avoid the line. I thought it was pretty simple, but now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have included that. But there are a few things that I didn't include in this video because I thought they were self-explanatory, but maybe they aren't. And in my next one, I'm gonna be a little more thorough with those types of things. So yeah, and my next one is not far down the line. This is the month of September, so between now and the second week of October, I'm gonna have another wig video out because I have to do a custom unit for myself because, you know, I'm being into it. I'm not gonna keep wearing the same unit. Come on, what's the point in that? If I know how to make wigs now, I might as well be wearing all types of colors: pink, blue, green. I'm just kidding. Nah, I have a color in mind, so I can't wait to show you guys how I make that unit, and it's gonna be different hair. Oh, speaking of hair, this hair is from Kendras Boutique. It is the straight Brazilian. It is in the length of 30. I got 4 bundles of 30 inch, and the frontal is a 22 inch, and it's also the same texture. I'm not even gonna hold you. The price tag on this hair is pretty high, all right? It was about $750. I'm not even gonna hold you, but the hair is literally the best hair I've ever purchased. I purchased hair from AliExpress, Did Have Hair, all of it. So I'm gonna say that I like this hair the best. The bundles came to me very shiny, very pretty. They weren't wispy and thin at the end. If you watch my first video of me installing it, not as a wig, oh no, actually it's in the video of me customizing my knots, bleaching and dyeing my knots, then you'll see how, like, lusterful, is that a word? I think it is, how it was. So definitely check that out. So right now I'm just ending the weft. Yeah, I'm ending the weft, so I'm just going through 2 to 4 times, and that's that. So if I did not sew the bundles together, I would have just gone under. I wouldn't have gone through the wefts. I would have went under. I'm going to show you guys what I mean when I say I would have went under once I get closer to the top of the head, because for those bundles up there where you see it curves, my diagram starts to curve. That's where my bundles are going to be single wefted and not double wefted. So I'll show you guys what I mean. Alright, so I already went through the bundle and through the wig cap once. So now I'm going through basically to lock it in. And I'm going to do that 2 to 4 times. And then I'm going to show you guys how to go throughout the rest of it. Okay, so right now I'm going under the bundle and through the wig cap. and then I'm going to go around the needle once to lock in. So you guys see how that goes? So that basically I would have been doing that the whole time had I not double wefted my bundles with the sewing machine. So going under, through the wig cap, and around the needle once to lock it in. All right, so I'm gonna do that one more time, or not. I probably should have did it one more time, but now I'm just gonna end it. So that's basically how it is. So basically you can double your wefts until you get to the crown of your head, where it is better, in my opinion, to do single wefts because it makes the top of your head lay flatter and it doesn't look like, you know, a motorcycle helmet. Nobody wants that. So basically that's what I did. So as you guys see my diagram, this is the first the first weft that is going on single, and it's going across. So you can close the crown off, and when I say close the crown off, I mean go around again in basically a C type of way, like a horseshoe or whatever. You could have continued to do that maybe 1 to 2 more times and then did this across, but I like doing this better because I may do a side part or a middle part, and I feel like this makes it lay a lot flatter. And yeah, it's really up to you. Regardless, the unit would be flat no matter if you did it now or if you waited a little later. Alright, so I am now going through again and I'm locking it on. I went through the weft already, so then I went through the wig cap and the weft, and now I'm going to do it 2 to 4 more times to make sure that it is really locked in. Honestly, if you do it like 3 times, that's enough. You don't really have to do 4. I feel like that's a little excessive. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go under the weft. I'm going to go through the wig cap, and I'm going to go around the needle once, and that's it. It's very simple. It once you get the groove of it, it could be very easy. So I know some people do it with the sewing machine, but in all honesty, I don't really like the sewing machine. I like it this way better because I don't know, I just do. So I feel like maybe the sewing machine is a little more secure, but in all reality, I feel like it's kind of the same. It's just that when you're using the sewing machine, you can't stretch it. You can't stretch the cap. Everything is just it's different. I'll say that. And this is a little bit more straight through. I feel like doing the sewing machine, it kind of makes it a little more complicated, but the results are definitely just the same. Yeah, so at least this, you know exactly how the unit is going to look in the end, because this is a replica of how the person's head is going to look. When you're using the sewing machine, it's kind of a mystery. You don't really know if you messed up until you stretch the cap. So that's why I prefer this method better. So now I am ending again, and I'm going through the cap and the bundles, and then that's it. So I'm basically going to do that for 3 more times, and I don't believe I continue to show this off on camera. So yeah, the second one I just show you guys basically where I place, well, the next one I show you guys where I place the wet, and then I just don't even bother showing the whole thing because I already showed you twice. Basically, I'll get 2 shots with me. So I showed the back twice, I'm showing this portion twice, and I just really hope you get it. Okay guys, so now I am going to braid down both sides of this frontal because I'm getting near to basically sew down the frontal, and I don't want to be getting the hairs all caught up when I'm sewing. So in order to avoid that, this is just what I'm going to do. It's very wise to do this. I should have did this from the beginning, but I was like really anxious to get started, so I didn't. But basically you can just do this. It's no big deal if you don't. It's just that it gets annoying. The hairs try to get all caught up in business I think I know business in. So like I said earlier, how you want the frontal to look like an M. If it doesn't look like an M, you didn't do it right. So just now you guys saw how it looked like an M. So now I'm just braiding the other side down, and that's it. After I braid it down, I'm going to, I think I have one more weft to sew near, this one is going to be super close to the frontal. As you guys see, I was not sewing on the frontal the whole time, and that's exactly what I was supposed to be doing. When you sew on the frontal, it makes it hard to replace the frontal. So if you don't know, I'm going to tell you now, your frontal is probably going to need to be replaced at some point. Your bundles will outlive your frontal, and that's just because that's just how it is. Your frontal is combed frequently. It's just different. So you definitely don't want to sew onto the frontal, because when it's time to change it out, at least you can. If you've been sewing onto it this whole time, when you want to change it out, now you have to redo the whole unit. So just don't sew onto it. Make your life a little easier. It does not change the flatness of the unit at all. So right now I'm just trying to do it the best of my ability, and I'm just really trying not to get on that frontal at all. Honestly, I could have just moved the frontal back and then it would have been a little easier, but I'm paranoid and I gotta make sure that I do it to a T. So it's better that the unit looks how it's gonna look when I'm done already, when I'm sewing this last weft on. And it's the same way I was doing it earlier. I am going underneath the bundle and I'm going through the cap. So I'm not sewing through because I'm near the front. It does not matter. I'm just going under, and then I'm going through the cap, and then I'm just going around the needle once, and then that's how I'm locking it in place. And I continue to do that all the way across. The last weft is not special. It just can't be attached to the bundle, the frontal. So if you don't know, then I'm gonna enlighten you guys, because you guys weren't really able to see the ones that I was doing closer to where the frontal is. I didn't sew those on the frontal either. Like literally no bundle is on the frontal, not a single one. All right, so yeah. Alright, so I started at the lower portion and I went through. So right now I'm going through the cap. I already put it's the same way I put the needle through the frontal, and then I went through, and then I anchored it onto the wig cap. I'm not going through the elastic band. So at no point in this video should you ever go through the elastic band, because that just basically doesn't allow it to stretch like it should. So I'm just skimming the top. Okay, I'm just getting the fabric that's on the elastic band, if you get what I mean. So I'm basically just sewing. So I'm going through the bundle, and then I'm going through the wig cap, and that's how I'm getting around. Okay, so I'm doing that, and then if you see the way I'm sewing, I'm going through the bundle and I'm going through the wig cap. And it's very important that you guys see that, because that's how you want it to look. All right, that just makes it super flat, and it makes it, you want to stitch kind of close together as well. You don't want to be as far as apart, because this is the frontal. It's a little different from how the bundles were. There was a lot of space in between because you wanted it to be able to stretch a lot, but your frontal doesn't really stretch, so it's really no need for that. You're gonna sew close together so that it's as flat as possible, and you're gonna get as close to that last bundle as you can. So I am still following the layout. Okay, this is exactly where my frontal was in the beginning of the video. Nothing changed, nothing moved. It's just that now I'm finally putting it down where that line was. yeah, I'm just gonna do this all the way across, and then once I get to the very end of the frontal, like I can't sew down no more of the frontal, then I'm going to put a knot. So I'm gonna end it the same way I was ending everything else throughout this video. I'm gonna go through it 2 to 4 times, and I'm gonna tie a knot, a very small knot, and that's really it. It's very repetitive. If you know how to end and start a bundle, then that's really one of the most important things, and you just have to make sure that you're sewing the same way throughout the entire unit, because that's just gonna make your life easier. No need to switch up techniques and, you know, do the most. So that's basically it. I did not really get to show how I started and ended this frontal because I had to see that. It was very important, so it was very hard for me to get that on camera. But do not fret. I'm probably going to make so many wig units on this channel that you're going to be sick of seeing this method at a certain point. So you know what it is. Just stay tuned because I provide, okay? That's one thing I do on my channel. I definitely provide. So if you guys have any comments, requests, or anything like that, put them in the comment section and I'll definitely read every single comment. Sometimes I don't respond because sometimes the comments get a little repetitive, but I do see everybody's comment, no lie. So don't be scared. Don't think I'm going to ignore you because I swear I won't. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm just gonna kind of part. So this is how you're gonna cover up that track. I'm just showing you guys. You're just gonna part a very small amount of hair and you're just gonna pull it back. If you're gonna like install this on someone, you can put the hot comb to it right now, or you can wait to put it on them. I was just really showing you guys, and I was making sure that my tracks would be covered very well, and they were. I was very satisfied with this unit. So that's it. Right now I'm just pulling out any gray hairs because they drive me crazy when you have gray hairs in your wefts. Ugh, annoying. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm just really just showing you guys kind of how it looks. I'm gonna braid it down and show you guys how well my my hairline of the frontal is. And if you guys don't know, you can go check out my other video on how to customize the frontal, bleaching the knots and everything, because it's this same frontal that I was customizing in that video. So yeah, click over to the next video and watch me install this babe. Later guys, love you, thanks for the support, subscribe, you know, comment, you know, and I forgot the last one, but you know, just do it later.